All right, so I want to talk a little bit more about some really bad ideas that I've seen recently in the startup world. It's funny because it seems like, you know, I had just created part one, which I thought was just going to be it. And then a couple others just boom hit me right in the face. So I wanted to just share my thoughts on some of these bad ideas. Once again, where do bad ideas come from? How do we get them out? You know, what in the world's going on? And, they come from a lot of different places. They come from personal bias. I can guarantee if somebody's had a bad experience somewhere, they're going to go to the opposite extreme. It comes from inexperience, it comes from arrogance. I know better. We have to do this. Oh, really? A lot of times, people just want to sell you on something. So, there could be any number of reasons why there are these bad ideas that are being pushed by somebody. So, no more do I put up the previous video and all of a sudden I see this discussion on MVPs, minimum viable products. And, the most popular position there is MVPs are for amateurs. And I went, head slaps or hand slaps forehead. I mean, what in the world? That makes absolutely no sense. So let's think about what is an MVP. MVP itself stands for minimum viable product. And really what it is, it's the least amount of product that you can build that allows you to have a intelligent discussion with the user. Why is there so much talk about MVPs? And that's because they work really well in the software tech space with a minimum amount of money and a minimum time of investment in the software space. You can typically throw something together that you can actually go and then have a conversation with users about. Very hard to do that if you're trying to build nuclear reactors, okay? Very hard to do this as well if you're trying to do biotech. However, if you're in that software tech space, you can, with like I said, a minimum amount of money and a minimum amount of effort, you can create something that you can go have a conversation with a set of users about. And really, an MVP is more than just, some demoware. You really want this to be kind of a building block that you can build it, your future product on. So you want to do the right things in building it. However, it doesn't have to have every potential feature that everybody could ever want and need. Okay? Why do you need an MVP? It allows you to go talk to users. Therefore, you're going to make fewer mistakes. You're going to have some potential users that are going to be like, hey, this provides value to me now. I want to go use it. Okay? It also proves that there's a marketplace. And that's a really important point if you're looking for investment money. If you want somebody to go and invest in you and this idea that you've got, and you've got an MVP and it's got growth on the, users on the, scale of, 10% improvement per month or something like that, that's something that investors want to be a part of. Now, you're not going to have every answer for an investor at the MVP level. That just happens. You're not necessarily going to know all your money, all your financial issues, but it does prove that there are a set of people or a set of companies or a set of organizations that will buy. And that is a really important thing to know if you are an investor. And that includes not only work where, you're a technology startup, also it includes if you're inside of a company, okay? If you can prove that somebody is going to go buy, I can guarantee there will almost always be someone who will put money on that. It could be inside your company, or it could be an actual angel / venture capital investor, okay? Next thing that's popped up, NDAs for everyone. Everybody gets an NDA. Just like Oprah, you get an NDA and you get an NDA. No, no, no. Please don't do that. Okay? What is an NDA? Because that's a non-disclosure agreement. And basically the idea is that it keeps someone from talking about your product and direction and internal information that somebody might have shared with you. And if somebody can, given only, basic information, if somebody can go out and, recreate your product, is it really that good of an idea anyway? Okay. Also, NDAs are widely misused. What people really want, and they use at least at a minimum the wrong term and really have the wrong document, is they want non-competes. Okay. So if I give you internal information, you can't go and use that to create your own version. That's what people are really concerned about. They're calling them NDAs and they're really looking for non-competes. And I'll be honest, with this non-disclosure agreement thing, I've made this mistake before, so it's just one of those badges of getting over. Okay. Now, I will be honest, there are people who are who would take your information, but you need to kind of smell them out beforehand. There was actually there was a whole story arc in Silicon Valley about non-disclosures and not giving information to the wrong people. Okay. So that's really what you want to be more aware of, is you don't want to give out information to the wrong people. Do a little bit of due diligence and see, who's in the room, who's getting what information, understand things that way. Okay. Now, if you are a startup founder and you are pitching, okay, don't ask for NDAs. It's not going to happen. Because the goal of an investor is to invest in innovation. It is to invest to get income back. Okay? They are managers of their money. All right? Their goal is to not go and create a competitor to you. Okay? Or to tell their buddies how to create a competitor. So, understand what people are looking for. Anyway, hopefully some of that is helpful. And I'm sure I'll be back with some other videos at a later time. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it.